That's disconcerting. But welcome, we're getting ready to Shadowbringers with that. I do get XP, but it's like 20,000. I'm just gonna play warrior. Want a teddy bear? Define teddy bear.
Tamsin, stop giving him shit.
Yeah, Tamsin gave me the stupid axe last night, which I'm super appreciative of, but I'm like, damn it. I'm gonna have to pass on so much stuff. Otter, tell me the things. You've certainly earned it. Not much has happened since your last visit. I had planned for you to meet the helper I told you about, but he refused to answer his link pearl. Do hope he's alright. Be exchanging messages in the Azeroth Alliance throughout, though. Letting us finally stop at the Grimlit Dark. The Empire has shown no signs of movement. Means we might actually have a moment to ourselves for a change. I'm the first. I need to actually turn these on. Give me a second. Screen's gonna go black. We on the terrace of the House of Splendors. Orsite with I mean, this is true. This is true. It was an extra Orsite, or was an Orsite. Hey, Gatling, how's it going? It's okay. I'm actually really enjoying Hades, so I will be running that a lot more, because I know there are certain people that didn't get an Orsite or a drop. We'll get them there.
I already have my Hades weapon, or I'd start running Hades.
I mean, have you seen the bow?
I have seen the bow. I don't like hard.
I guess that's fair.
No, I have my one Hades weapon. I have my Dark Knight weapon.
I don't even like the Hades Dark Knight weapon, though. Like, that's so strange. I think
Which I'm immediately replacing because I'm getting the fucking Eureka one.
I think Tourmaline's looks way better, personally, for Dark Knight.
Gross.
What do you mean, gross?
I also forget we have completely different tastes in weapons.
I like big F-off weapons. What do you want from me?
Tourmaline's is gross.
No, it's not. It's so cool. Like, well, maybe if you could change the color to like red, right? The design of it is impeccable, right? No, you're not even gonna give me that one. Not even gonna give me that. Not even gonna give me just straight up Tourmaline's is awful. That's what we're going with.
Yeah. I want a Nana Bear minion.
Smith chose to pass on the gifts to the next Oracle, the girl who would thank her named Reen. Such a bird's first spawned child, only embrace. Oh, Philomene actually is going to have a really interesting interaction with new, not Yustola, with Newman Philly. That respect.
That was the grossest name I've ever seen run past fan game.
What?
It was Milky Wilkie.
Milky Wilkie! Oh, that's great.
I hated that.
I don't know. What about Thancred Waddlers?
I like Thancred Waddles.
Dude is absolutely just super legit.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this dude. Look at this. I can't even say he's a Cloud Strife wannabe. Hey, kind of is. To play long on account, which I'm going to sneak over the board. I'm just reading most of this. Most of this is inconsequential setup at this point in time. Audible gasp. Crow's at the stone. Oh, I forgot about Cryle. Totally forgot she was a thing. Be with patience, getting ready to examine me when I left.
How did you forget about Mom?
What? Lost 15k points on Magpies, on Mappies. Oof, that's rough. I didn't even forget about Mom. What's happening?
How did you forget about Cryle?
When is the last time I saw Cryle?
Taken?
yeah. I rest my case.
Waiting for PvP reset to happen again.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. We haven't had any feast. We haven't had any sort of new PvP stuff in a hot minute. And by PvP, of course, I mean I slam my head against the wall every day for a period of time.
I do my fucking community service every day.
Exactly. I'm doing my part.
Doing my part.
Doing your part for your trophy crystals. I have been curious to see what's happening to Scion bodies that have been left here. That'll probably, I don't know, I'd be surprised if 5-1 addressed it, like actually gave us an answer. I would assume it'd be 5-2.
You're here. Good.
Hi, Kryl. Welcome back.
So, how are they?
Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health.
Yeah, cool, because we have to pull them back in post.
For the present, at least.
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them?
I'm afraid there may be. I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed.
PvP is the gift kids slamming their faces. Exactly, yes. That's how I play PvP. It's 100%. Triple Z official, thank you for the hits. Seen the video of Admiral McRaven giving a speech to college graduates. No, I have not seen that. I have not seen that video.
Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them.
Sorry, I try to keep up in chat as I can.
Exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
That is the order they were called away in.
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening.
Hey, T-Slayer, how's it going?
Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
Character bomb, but at what cost? Exactly. I do have the hat. I like the hat. Newish Guardian cap goes so hard.
Thank you.
Make sure extra I'd have to see the context of the speech. I don't know if it would do super well, or if I have enough to add to it.
In the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct? Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along. His plan might well have worked, but I for one am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer. There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch.
We're actually gonna go back?
First and apprise him and the others of the situation.
Oh, we're going right back in, okay.
We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
I do like big F off glowy axe. It's honestly super cool. It's so... These cutscenes are great. I don't know why my teleportation costs are so cheap. Here, like, Crystarium's only 300.
Oh, I wonder if it's because you technically transferred to Crystarium from here.
Is that how that works? I thought it was just still like a Kugane. It's just another like complete F off side of... Well, it's another world entirely. I guess that's fair.
That's because the transfer point's technically near there.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. I'm okay with that. Need to get my Luna boots. Gotta get them. So close.
Luna boots?
I gotta get my lunar tombstone boots. Last thing I'm needing.
Ah, yes. also known as you need to finish Endwalker.
Exactly.
Or hope that your retainer is nice and brings you, bro.
They'll never do that.
Mine have a couple times.
I mean, if you return to the hope to a solution, I fear you'll be sorely disappointed. Mercy, we have the likes of Mistress Cryle and Master Pretoria to keep our friend's body safe while we wrestle the problem. And for solid separation of body and soul indefinitely, come, the others must be told. Teleporting western to Thanland to central. That makes sense. Yeah, the Crystal Tower, the cost is lowered. Okay, what? Because Crystal Tower to Crystal Tower. Different universe dimension. Yeah, I could see that. Like, it makes sense. There has to be a cheaper point of travel. I'm glad they thought of that.
I could be nice and make your travel even cheaper, but I'm not going to.
No, don't do that. No, I spend enough for your submarine tickets anyways.
Also, I'm at a decent excess right now. I can start buying those fucking abilities. It's just when you spent 100,000 when we only had 150,000.
It was 50,000, thank you.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
I haven't made that mistake since.
With apologies to all,
you don't have access to your own.
See? Exactly.
Should matters here
Kind of hard to make the mistake when you can't make the mistake.
that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed. I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryle's findings.
You see, Kryle showed up.
Nobody will ever believe what I just said.
What did you just say?
I just saw fucking Battlemate move.
What?
That some change would occur.
Yet
Battlemate
our
doesn't
souls
move, though.
seem unaffected, to my eye at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Kryle is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Y'shtola's gonna be so upset when she returns to the source and she's not in her gothic outfit. She's like, oh, I did wear this.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration. Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy.
That is actually another good point. They said that the Crystal Tower would one day disappear in base. I wonder if it's going to disappear in post.
The magic that summoned you was no exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the first. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state. I would not soon throw my life away, not after the lengths you and yours went to save it. And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to... But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
Metal AF. The head flick. Good job, Alice.
What was that for?
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless she says so.
Fact. What's up, Jace?
Your followers await your divine judgment.
Wait.
What did you do?
Y'shtola, please.
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success. I would would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of her body and soul, but her personal effects besides. This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us her possessions, she could carry our souls back to the source upon her person?
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change, but vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on her part, and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend. Yet were we to immure our souls within an object in her possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured.
Uh-huh. Alpha is now an item.
Foresight would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose.
Alright, that's fair.
It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease.
Well, for a period of time that the white Orosite's actually there.
We would need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back unto our vacant bodies.
Wait, so wasn't Zodiac the Alliance raid from Stormblood? Wasn't that where White Orosite came from?
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us. On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves. It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Nummo chose to make their home there soon after.
Huh?
Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrant is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
We get to go say hi to the doggos.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
Well, so yes and no. Yeah, White Orosite was using ARR to technically kill Laha Brea, even though it... But no, it didn't. How did that go again? No, White Orosite was after. That was in post, yes, to kill Nibriales. And that was the thing ever since to try and catch them in White Orosite. Yes, it was from ARR, but I thought I heard something about Zodiac and its relation with White Orosite, or Orosite in general.
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me. Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae folk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience.
In Evilus,
I may
okay.
still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
Zodiac, the Alliance raid for Stormblood. No, Zodiac is 6.0, I think. I'm not there yet. Grand Cosmos says the place we seek stands on the opposite shore of the source, so we'll arrange for a boat to carry us there. Oh, hey, this is a dungeon. I think we don't mind energies to the creation of White Orosite, by thy leave, of course. Process requires no small amount of time. Should the Nummo consent to lend us their aid, we will have need of suitable vessel ere long. I guess, how was White Orosite made then? How was Orosite created? So, to be fair for warm reception. Because White Orosite's kind of become this magical fix-all.
I mean, it's been serious since 12.
Has it?
Yeah.
I didn't even know this. Yes, I'm not there yet. Yet is the keyword. Like Brave ARR relics. No, it was the Alliance raid from Stormblood. I hear it's called Zodiac because of what it's based off of, right?
Bibleless.
I'm really glad I picked up flight. Really glad I got that literally today. Figured I'm not really getting any XP from this, so I figured I would go ahead and just run this as warrior, especially because I get used to it for late Endwalker.
Weird. That's an interesting fucking bit of information I wasn't aware about.
Oh,
I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, so I'm not going to say it.
fair enough. I'm getting there. I can only grind so much per week.
Okay, so it is a spoiler. Okay.
Sound like quitters' words.
I mean, you're not wrong. I could honestly just probably subathon this or Endwalker.
Keep saying that.
I just don't have the time at night because people need to sleep. Not me. People need to sleep because they work. It's just set in the palace grounds that I was set upon by host familiars. Expect reception to be no different. March through the main gate, weapons drawn. They're not going to petition here for assistance. I can honestly think Barging looking for a fight is going to persuade them. I believe the Exarch may have the right of it. No doubt poured a great deal.
If you say subathon, people skip sleep.
Yeah. Well, I thought that they did do that. I have no idea. I've always been under the assumption subathons for when Rin Penrose and stuff, when they do it, they just don't sleep.
Oh, they pass out on stream most of the time.
Oh, fair enough. I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Just beat those who could overcome my defenses. But any true seeker of knowledge, there's little we could say or do to convince them to help if we know something of the character, or why they chose to hide themselves from the world. You can seize their interest, mayhaps we can earn ourselves an audience. Weapons drawn it is. Though I must say, you certainly seem to be enjoying all of this.
That's interesting.
Well, no, I will not deny I enjoy the thought of fighting alongside you all, then pacing inside the Crystal Tower. You both seem in rather high spirits, if you ask me. Not that I'm surprised. Your mood's invariably improved when Kip is around. Exactly who. Good guy Alpha no. She averted a calamity in the light which seemed destined to consume her has been extinguished, so only naturally pleased to see her. We have plenty of time to celebrate good health after we're finished here. Of course, let us proceed to the palace. This whole interaction's been great. Can't wait to see the twin interactions in Dawn Trail. Grand Cosmos now available.
So, a certain individual we were talking about earlier is apparently playing 14.
Who?
Heavenly.
Ah! That's nice. Where are they?
Well, it's day 2 of Final Fantasy Fridays, so...
Wait, does this motherfucker pick up Final Fantasy Fridays too? What the act? Okay, what the fuck? First off, respect. Second, clearly my naming convention is on point here, chat. I want to go on record saying that shit has a ring to it. All I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Wherever you're going is blue.
Sure. if you fucking put that through a negative space, sure.
What? Oh, hi, Tamsin. Tamsin be chilling. Is that Tourmaline book? What is that? Ah! What? That's a Clockwork Solace? What the fuck? That's so cool!
Clockwork Solace?
Yeah, right here. Emmett Silk.
I'm nowhere near you. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you'll never get that.
Why? It's a limited event, isn't it?
Very.
Damn it! No!
That was New Year's, the year before last.
No! That's impossible! Oh, it's Majestic Manderville Codex, that's why. Couldn't make it out. Heavenly. Badger, Heavenly. And he's calling it Final Fantasy Fridays. So, yeah, about that. It's almost like I had some shit going on.
It's almost as if alliteration is a common thing.
Go look it up. Go look up Heavenly on Twitch.
Heavenly Father.
Badger
Final
14
Fantasy
video when
Paradise.
I would love everything about that. Although my reaction would be probably 3 hours in length.
I also don't think it's Badger to play 14.
I don't know if it could be up his alley. It's a time sink, is what it is, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm so jealous. Okay,
I don't
no,
know if anyone else is joining or not.
Can we can get an NPC, or is it NPC only with empty party?
NPCs with empty party.
Okay. Give me a second. That is if anyone else wants to hop in. I need to go look up this really quick. Clock. Olaf. You can just buy it from the store.
Okay, enough. They added it.
Motherfucker, it just says it on. Yeah, we're doing this. I'm gonna go tab out. Aha, that was a Farina clip. Okay. Give me a second. It's
Rennie is also streaming 14.
Mog Station. What about it's not Cry. Who the hell was it again?
Huh?
Other person that was doing things with Joe Cat. What was her name?
Dipper.
Yeah, that one, Dipper. What about Dipper?
She's not live.
While we're waiting for a
She was
fourth.
playing 16 last time.
If somebody wants in on this, feel free. But you have until I finish my purchase of Clockwork Solace. Otherwise, we can just unsync it or just fucking go and just queue. Why is there no search function on this goddamn website?
Because fuck you. You want it, you find it.
No! What else were we
I also
looking at?
wasn't paying attention.
Oh, tiny crown. That is actually just a tiny hat. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's tiny hat.
It's actually just a tiny crown. Okay.
Grand Cosmos.
I don't know how to.
Just over Phantom Train.
I don't know how to feel about that. He almost put us in Phantom
Probably
Train
racing
again.
Ghosts. I guess I could unsync now. I'll sync this.
I mean, realistically, it's just unsync it. I'm gonna have to do it anyways.
Fuck it, unsynced. Let's go.
Wind up Advia. That seems kind of cool, I guess. Give me a second.
Dipper's awesome. Yeah, she finished.
I've heard nothing good. Nothing like. Sorry, I've heard nothing bad about Dipper. Everything I've heard about Dipper is good. That's what I wanted to say.
Dipper's great. I like Dipper.
I need to go follow Dipper. I keep forgetting to.
I mean, her entire stick is she's a Final Fantasy fangirl. She's been playing for a long time.
I have not. I mean, I played like 7 once upon a time in like 2013. That was it.
If she's female, me.
Yeah. I don't like it. What those fingers do.
I mean,
We synced or unsynced? Okay, we're unsynced.
we're unsynced.
I figure I'm gonna have to do it anyways, and it gets me through Endwalker. Because if I wasn't doing stuff like Hades EX, right? Okay, maybe I should probably do this. I'm already doing that shit anyways, so I'm gaining that mechanical understanding.
Take it back now, y'all.
Big pull, let's go!
Okay. Look at this gonna run away from the living armors.
You know, I'm not even gonna question it.
What? It's a classic trope.
Not even gonna question it.
That's karma.
You know what? It's not lingering will, Rev.
Okay. And that fucking giant fuck off sword the Agalufo is using is definitely not Sykes'.
No, it's definitely not. Boom! Is that the Final Fantasy 14 battle maid right there? Just sweeping the halls? I'm assuming we're going the right way.
I hope so.
Alright, those are just 40k poros or whatever they're called. I don't remember what they're called. Meowdy, what is up? How are things? Oh, you know, just getting started. trying to expedite some of the story process because I'm very interested in the story, but I also kind of need to get to the end of it at this point.
Yes, so much end content.
But still, even when I finish Endwalker Post, there's still stuff I gotta do. I still gotta do all the EXs. I still gotta do all the Savages. I got stuff I gotta do.
All the variant dungeons. Fucking at least 10 times a piece.
Yeah, see? My game doesn't stop just because the game's over. Also, thank you for the Raid Queen.
And by the time you finish him, at the rate you're going, it's gonna be fucking gone trail.
Yeah. Which is gonna be... I'm probably gonna up my upload rate to twice a week at this point. I keep going back and forth on it, but I just have so much backed up now.
That you want to get those video analytics of Dawn Trail when it comes out, so...
Yeah, realistically.
They are the seeker of solitude. They just want us to be left the fuck alone.
Exactly.
They also drop a spell from Blue Mage.
Doesn't surprise me.
It's the brooms. They drop the brooms.
So I can... there can be more Final Fantasy 14 Battle Maid.
Yes, they drop the broom.
Just become Blue Mage. Become Blue Mage. We have Broom. We have Punch. Lady Volcom, thank you for the sub.
What else do you need?
The game is so colorful. It is. My color enhancements as well help it a little bit. But it is a very cool game. I really like
We're
how
also
big...
having one of the most colorful dungeons in the fucking game.
This is fair. I'm very happy with how chunky this axe is. This is one of the better weapons from Hades. The bow surprisingly goes pretty hard. I actually like ruby weapons, but yeah, those are just pigs. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know, you could ride one as a mount.
Yeah, you can actually. I think about it. Hey, Lexi, how's it going? Plant. I do like that everyone is really confused. How do you mess up Star Wars Battlefront 2? And I'm just like, very easily. Did you guys not see this coming?
I told you exactly how they were going to mess it up before it launched.
Exactly. Well,
we knew how they were going to mess it up.
Actman put out a tweet last night that was just like, how do you mess up this battle? I'm like, this wasn't a hard call. No, like, people expected this to not have issues? That's
it's a nostalgia cash grab. There was zero effort put into it. Come on.
100%. No, like, I hear single player is fine. I hear single player, and Xbox also had a little bit of an issue where the controls are mostly PlayStation, but if you flop them over, it's fine. I guess single player is fine, but that's not why people play it.
I want to know how somebody releases a 20-year-old game with no graphical improvements and has the game capped at 60 frames for single player and 30 for multi.
What's the size? I didn't even see the size. What's the gigabyte count?
Well, there's a difference between this and the San Andreas one. Rev was they remade those and still made them way worse than the originals. They didn't remake Star Wars; they just ported it.
65 gigabytes. How do you mess up that bad? I knew Titanfall was rough with 30 gigabytes of uncompressed audio. How do you do? How is that like physically possible?
How is that physically possible? Because these fucking.
But I don't remember the name. This is Grand Cosmos. It's a dungeon.
65 gigabytes sounds like it's uncompressed 4K textures that they added, which doesn't do anything because my understanding is the game still looks like 720p even when playing at 4K.
That's so strange. They have intentionally bloated files. I hate it so much. I hate it so. And people, well, we just accepted at this point. At the moment we let Titanfall get away with it, which Titanfall at least was a good
Nobody
game.
let Titanfall get away with it.
Yeah,
you can't keep blaming Titanfall for that shit.
Well, it was the start of it. It was the start of.
It wasn't the start of it. There were other games doing it. People got pissed at Titanfall. The only reason Titanfall was so bloated was because they packaged every language pack into the game. Most games, they don't do that. You download whatever region you're in. It downloads the language pack for that.
Right.
Titanfall came with everything fucking packed in there, and it wasn't compressed.
Right. Well, and that's where other studios see, well, Titanfall's doing this, EA's doing this, now we can just do it.
No, everyone else was doing this shit too. Titanfall was not the first one to do it.
But it's also escalated since then, where Titanfall 1 is, what, 50 gigabytes?
No. Call of Duty is the one who did that shit.
Call of Duty is real bad with it.
Like, if you want to blame anyone, you're going to be blaming Call of Duty on PC. Call of Duty is the one that has fucking making people download like Warzone and other things they don't.
I hated that. No, 100%. I was very critical of Modern Warfare 1 when it did that. 100%.
Their textures are also everything they have is like uncompressed too, which should be compressed, and everyone else is compressing it. Don't blame Titanfall. This was all Call of Duty.
Yeah, the new Modern Warfare's textures, like, it was 60 gigs of uncompressed fucking textures.
I think the campaign was like 90 gigs, and you had to have it to play Warzone, even though
I hated that. I hated that so much. Because I bought Modern Warfare 2019 before Warzone, and then after the fact, I had to have Warzone installed at all times to play it. And I'm like, no, that's stupid. I don't like this bundleware. No, but this was also, Modern Warfare was 2019. Titanfall was 2013-ish. So, I mean...
Titanfall was also 47 gigabytes. You can't keep blaming it. There are other games just as big, if not bigger, at the same time.
GTA 5 was also around the same time, and it was
GTA 5. I have so many issues with. This is not Titania. This is Post.
Yeah. Oh, hey, look, Ghost.
3 online servers for 600 players total. I just. How do you make? I guess technically I could see it. They weren't expecting it to be that big, but also, like, there's just something wrong about the entire way they approached it. Yeah, you were in the right expansion, yes.
No, it was free online servers just for Battlefront 2. Battlefront 1 didn't have any.
Well, I'm sure you can mod it at that point. There's like, what was it? Not Gaming Go. I don't remember what it was called. But there's certain services you can use to make your own servers for games like that, for old retro games.
But it's not an old game.
What,
it's a remaster. It's all new software.
Well, they can get bent. Just go buy the original game.
Assuming they didn't do what they did with fucking Grand Theft Auto and took the originals off the market.
Oh, I forgot the game. Well, so far, as of yet, they have not. As of yet,
the Grand Theft Auto one was hilarious because with mods, it looked way better than the fucking remaster ever could.
I forget. I've heard that.
Plus, the remaster changed the art style, which fucked everything up too for a lot of people.
Probably actually do damage. I have like all my big damage abilities off cooldown. There. OG Steam Battlefront 1 and 2. And this, yeah, I wanted to support it. I wanted to, and I'm like, no, like I can't in good faith do it. There's no way. This can't be boss. It is him again. He has returned. The Seeker of Solitude!
Alright, Tamsin, do not explain the mechanics to Kip. Let him figure it out himself.
Yeah, we're unsynced anyways. Insatiable Flame Lugus. Do kind of go hard. Resident Evil Remaster because of mods and player-made servers. Honestly, in my opinion, yeah, I don't see a reason that you would reasonably buy the remaster, especially when it's this bad on launch. I don't know. I don't know. Actman's been really weird ever since the Payday 3 video, because like I almost bought Payday 3 and saw his review on it. I'm like, oh, I might buy this, and then my gut said not to, and saw everything that came out after. So I'm just kind of confused. Scorching left. Otherworldly Heat. Ah, I see it. Mortal Flame. Ah, fuck off! Memorize spots. Or I guess I still eat bone snack. Cool. Missed like half the boss fight, but there we go. It's okay. I'll get it in a thing. So I bought Payday 3 gold editions. Worst mistake I made, rather than spend the money on Payday 2 and all the DLC. And that's the thing. That's why like any so that's the YouTube content creator curse, right? Where if you build a brand on something, like the Ackman has built a brand on reviewing games, sometimes incredibly harshly, and then a video gets put out saying Payday 3 is an absolute certified banger, and then it ends up, it just releases in such a state, it kind of subverts that expectation to the point people have made accusatory videos saying that he's sold out, he's a hack, he's a sellout, he's a shill, right? I'm not saying he's any of that. I'm not accusing him of anything.
My fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
I love this, man. What I am saying is that every time I like see his content, see he uploads a new video, I just kind of ignore it at this point. Yeah, you prefer 76. Oof. It dog.
Beckloak, 'tis good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
Shake? Beg?
Oh no.
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence!
The dog terms.
It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men.
I love this.
You are sinners, one and all. And I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
Nagraha's great.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain
Treat?
that
Oh no.
you feel for man will begin to heal.
Oh my god, Alvino, please! The puns, the dog puns, they're everywhere. World 2 style Payday. Yeah, there was. Yeah, it wasn't John Cleese in that though. I can't remember what that was called. Krati looks so sad in that one freeze frame.
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just...
No, I did not do all the role quests.
No, I mustn't. Not again.
I'm trying to, I have to streamline what I'm doing at this point to make Dawn Trail.
I have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety. Oh, you know not what you ask of me, what horrors my knowledge has wrought.
Thank one at least. Due to the Dark Knight skip, I already had it technically.
You know of the plague? Then you know how dangerous soulcraft can be. Instead of saving your friends, you risk damning them. Are you sure you're willing to take that chance?
No. No.
Oh. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Oh, it was only successful if I did the tank role quest. Interesting.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
But no, I don't even have a healer that can do the role quest. My, like, highest healer is Sage at 70, which is the default level. Others are gone ahead of the Crystal Tower with my glug. For the record, I truly wish I hadn't resort to using such words when treating with them. To convince them, not compel, yet I cannot deny. Part of me is glad Arganja shared his knowledge of the new Mo with us. Would not be here. Whom we should hurry. Keeping them waiting will only add insult to injury. Enter the Grand Cosmos part of NPC avatars. Sure. Flashbacks would be wrong. They might have. Doesn't delay any longer. The truth of our travails in the first. You all people should be present. Won't lie down in defeat because I can't resist puns. The puns are great, honestly. Is that a small I spy? The puns do go really hard. Ocular. It just added a lot of characterization to the Numo. It added a lot of endearment. It was super cool.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities, all of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own, and your soul is the densest of them all.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin Eaters.
We can bring words like it's kind of like the word fell.
Seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
We don't use the word fell much anymore. Like Tolkien uses it a lot in his work. You know, like I fell voice on the air. I love the word fell. Yeah, no, balderdash isn't something we really don't use anymore.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
Makes sense.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
Yeah, it makes sense. This is going to be an interesting quest line. Seven times rejoin yours is 8 times. Yeah. One like tell me, have you given any thought as to how you might return to your world? Which that actually brings up an interesting thing that I'll get to in a second. Might also say an intriguing proposition, but one fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have become highly charged, like the consequence of having maintained tangible forms for long, such an energetic, unstable state. There's no telling what may happen to the souls within the aura site. Will become immutable transference, never restored to their bodies. Possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference. In theory, yes, but the soul is not candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim, which makes sense. Sounds ominously exactly after our soul is dormant then. In order to maintain a certain torpor form, your souls must constantly draw ether from your surroundings. Process must be halted and the resulting surfeit of ether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these foe bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, one that might be rectified upon your return home. Leaving lifeless husks like those poor souls at the end of the journey's head, corrupted by the sin eaters, ether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted, stagnant. And to see these unfortunate individuals, I think you might be able to help them. Ooh, okay. Might not sure until I've seen their condition firsthand. Be glad to take them, understanding that you won't do anything to increase their suffering. My faith in man I lost, not my compassion. Also a good thing to note. Any for us to accompany will escort your guests to the inn. I'll assure Urianshi is being acts in Orosite. Believe my talents will be better applied in endeavor as well. Might I leave the three to assist that cloak as necessary? Yes. Let's make for Amarang then. Okay, sorry about that. I had to actually get up for a second. All right, we are here. Welcome, guests, to In at Journey's End. Lose faith doesn't mean you lose your compassion. Oh, I absolutely love it, Jace. No, it's great. So there was something that I actually thought about. So if one of the reflections turned into the abyss, where everything is just went south, would that mean that at most the Word of Light could be 13 out of 14 to an Ascian? Because if an Ascian is all 14 reflections in one, we could only ever get 13 out of 14, right? Oh, yes, the etheric balance leans parasleep.
Go 14 of 14.
Oh, can we? I'm sure there's spoiler reasons behind that. Stasis. Those will happen to him. Not too bright Arya, the same as all poor souls corrupt by the light, he will become a sin eater. You don't know that. We've defeated the wardens and banished the light from the sky. Hawk was completely unresponsible for, but now perhaps there is hope yet. But maybe there's a treatment which should administer to patients. Go to treatment. In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body after some refinement, used by the Knights of Obert, then for far darker purposes. Let's fall into the wrong hands, we're never good to make it, but for their sakes I will break that oath. In reverse stagnation, mind you, which should offer some measure of relief, is still there, just can't be rejoined again as far as we're aware of. I'm sure that there's spoilery things there. Well, just like how at the end of the dungeon, the end of the last dungeon, end of the world, how there's the slot machine looking things. Apparently those show up in Endwalker, or at least they're explained in Endwalker. Has it vanished? Well, yeah, no, energy can be neither be created nor destroyed. They made a useless void of it. Right. Urban Cohort, thank you for the resub. It's already been 5 months, hasn't it? Wow. Debbie, you've been enjoying the time with the best burger. No, you're totally fine. Yeah, we're finishing up Shadowbringers. We're trying to bust through it. My legs, they don't feel as heavy. There's just a lot of MSQ to bust through. The 13th didn't disappear, just changed, and yes, spoilers on this topic. So I'm sure once I get to Endwalker, I'll be able to get the full answers on that. Because that was a question in regards to, okay, no, that makes sense in regards to the Ascians being combined joinings of the 14. Whereas body temperature increased motor function, most of the patients at least. More severely, if afflicted show no response. So fear then, it's true that with the restoration of night, the corruption influence of the light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time. Most only for their corporeal ether. The incorporeal ether of the soul isn't so easily mended. Those larger stages like corruption, like horror, appear unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. Boy's soul is too far gone, his mind held together by the finest of threads. There is a chance that one day he may recover, of course, but that could take years, decades even. Gods, we could wait to find himself an old man. That's so strange to think about, yeah. Ryan reward for his persistence, the opportunity to do more in the life he never had a chance to live. Do something we can do. Realize that's not why we petitioned your aid, but do you think possibly we could find a way to hasten their recovery? Maybe. Like Graha looks at the world like, yes, exactly. Do I think it's impossible treating them? We might learn something of relevance in your own predicament. We're just adventure with Doggo. That is the meme. I suspect the Crystal Exarch has told you of my past. The rage of the Royal Court of Ober, and my soulcraft was my field of study. Tonic you administered to the patients here is one the fruits of my labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom, but in the end my knowledge brought only suffering, a plague like which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame. I'm sure the bottom option is the tank option. Should I think what might have happened had they not. Let's return to the task at hand, finding means by which we might revitalize people in corporal ether. Can be done. Where the sky still blazes with primordial light, I would call exercise and futility, but now they may have a chance. Method I have in mind will entail the conjuring of a familiar. They're able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit ether revitalized magics, which will ultimately employ. Have to launch into a lengthy explanation of metaphysics. If you plan, don't bother. I'd rather get along with whatever it's doing and needs to be done, if it's all the same to you. Go to regions, procure spells invoked. I'll do it. Like how seeing to work. Anyone corrupted by the void of the 13th becomes a monster. We've had example of this in the Crystal Tower raid. Near when he got trapped in the void. Right. 100% after weeks being sick, started to play. Nice. Well, glad you're feeling better. Your first act will be to gather the necessary materials. Purest of waters from the finest of clays, as well as a Fey lantern bringing with pixie magic. You're convinced the resulting familiar could help patients find. You know, the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we will have to do to get the lantern. You don't mean. TikTok I liked this before. If we humor them with our company, maybe they'll be willing to help us. The twins back at playing with the Fae again. I love it. We'll pay a visit to Ilmag. I never thought you'd be the one to suggest going back there. Of course, you've been there at all. A little befriended the Fae folk. While you're around it, seek out the new mo of Plot Any. They'll be able to supply you with water suitable for our needs. Be over it. Work, how goes your day? Oh, you know, it's going pretty well. Playing 14. I had a DC already. That was kind of rough. This reminds me of the matter of the clay. I might fail you to find it. So glad I unlocked flight here. Looking for armoring would likely be best. Know of anyone who might be able to assist us. It'll point you in the right direction, I am sure. When you and your twins are occupied, I'll see if there's aught else I can do to limit the stagnation that afflicts people here. Might as well just teleport there. The Doobie Magnus again. Having a good time. Just finished repairing the Talus and trolley you took to knob out the ring. Probably was no trouble with the Talus, would have been another matter had we not had a visit from Master Chai. He offered us leftover building materials from Daedalus Stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man, that Chai Nuzz. He seems very keen on the ideas I had for putting a giant Talus to work. Like a giant trolley, but Magnus refuses to see the good we could do with it. Ah, I love this man. How to do a dreams, Jarek, but that doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests like that. Master Chai was just being polite. Something tells me that Kip here didn't come all this way to talk about trolleys. What did you need, friend? Rev, you should also probably get Blue Mage parties going in the background if you're still looking for spells. So no, that's something you've been trying to knock out.
Yeah. Nah. Allergies are kind of beating my ass like I owe money, so. That's
a mood. It is. There must be some dug up. There was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Buron mines to the OW bricks. Place is swarmed with coyotes now, but if you're after the good stuff, you can do worse than look there. That one Endwalker Aether Current's gonna really mess with me. That's gonna be the one.
I just fell down the deepest fucking rabbit hole, or I looked away for a lot longer than I thought I did.
What? What do you mean?
I just looked back at my other monitor. I just have a video of chihuahuas and macaroni and cheese flashing back and forth.
It's like when you wake up at 3 a.m. and you're just like, what's happening? Where did YouTube lead me?
Yeah. Oh, that fucking YouTube rabbit hole is a whole thing.
Yeah, it is. What about a very long trolley that doesn't need a Talus to operate, an automatic trolley? Okay, I'm liking where we're going. I'm curious on the follow through.
An automatic trolley covered in ghosts.
Maybe. Omega. I can't wait to go through Final Fantasy V. That's gonna be wild because I've only ever seen 14 Omega. Going back through the old series is gonna be wild. Plus, the entirety chat's gonna hold me at gunpoint if I say anything negative about 4.
I'm not gonna be chat the whole trip at gunpoint.
Well, you're in chat.
Yeah.
So I stand by what I said. Fuck, I get what you mean about allergies. Damn. It's like, it's just now, I've been fine all day and it's just now hitting me.
Yeah. I was good all day, and then all of a sudden it's like somebody just threw a ball of pollen in my face.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Cloud of Darkness just smacked you upside the head. 4 is easily the best story of the early games. Yeah, I hear a lot of people like 4. I heard a lot of people very much like 4.
Yes.
Oh, I have to commit seppuku, by the way.
I mean, obviously.
I went to Coffee's stream last night, and I traded Coffee Fat Cat, but Coffee already had Fat Cat. I committed the card. I committed the cardinal sin of giving somebody a duplicate pet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I must commit Sudoku for my crimes. Hey, Raven, how's it going? Back and forth between 70 and 40-ish. Oh, God, that's going to suck. No, I need to close my window tonight. I like how cold my room gets, but like I think it's messing with me sleep-wise. My turn. And one piece of that, I was convinced the pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. Have the clay, I take it. Oh, I have a talking point on the 1911 chat. Give me a minute. Let me finish this dialogue on the next travel segment. I got a thing on the 1911 I want to talk about. Explain water and then heat the mixture with Fey Lantern. After that, be simple matter of setting upon a suitable form, forming the necessary incantation. I have a question. In the event that we needed the spell that were around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? When you possess the requisite skill, yes. Hawk and others have suffered so much and I swear to everything in my power to save them. If there's a chance the spell could do that, I'd be the one to invoke it. You should be the one to do so. Deep understanding of the subject's physical state combined with a strong desire to help them can drastically increase the magic's effect. You're playing the more familiar with using than I. Dare say that if you and Overit more dedicated to finding a cure, is that not so? Alaric and Tesleen. We are all of one mind on this matter. I also should be willing to conjure the familiar. I'm waiting for the trial to show up. Trying to figure out what it's going to be in 5-1.
Let us begin.
Let us... Ah! Martin Cedar Pants has appeared.
I trust you've prepared the clay.
That is a rock.
Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy.
A pork... What?
Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
Like a pug or a rabbit? Like, what's happening here?
A porksy's a pig.
What?
A
What?
porksy.
Yeah, a porksy's a pig.
I think I know what you mean.
I'm so confused.
You just fought porksies in the last session.
I'm so confused. Sure, I guess we shall craft pig.
There
Fastest,
How's that?
literally speedrun on how to, like, craft. Wow. Amazing. I love this so much. This is perfect.
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Can 4 Australians survive Amarang? Potentially. Tasers would need to be involved.
Yes, yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
He's trying to whistle.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality,
Ooh!
the invoker believes that matters.
A grotesque parody of reality. Imagine getting that, like, as a feedback on, like, Fiverr. Fuck. I guess.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality.
God, this is great. I love everything about
The
this.
only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the porksy's image steady in your mind's eye.
Can four Amarangians survive Australia? No, they could not survive the coconut crab.
Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
I can see.
I need that as my ringtone.
What is it?
Just Brendan Fraser yelling, "Squeak, squeak, motherfucker."
With flesh of clay, I bid thee rise. On wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers. That is, in fact, Ann Pig. Okay.
Not bad for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric.
Is this the Alice Age gets access to Summons Arc? Does she just unlock the ability to use summon materia?
Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
That is... Why does the pig have jiggle physics? That's my question.
A name.
Everyone in chat just says bacon.
All right, I've decided. Now.
Uh-huh. Oh, I forgot to put chat on.
Go, Angelo!
Angelo. That's what we're doing. That's what we're okay. Like a carbuncle, but you can use this proxies when you kind of carbuncle. This is true, yeah. Oh, it's another Final Fantasy character. Okay. So many references.
Mother,
The pig has healed him. That is the moral of this story. That's the moral of this arc. Oh, right. Because it was Tesleen. Oh, no. Let's see if the hint of colors return to a soul. If I weren't so exhausted. So close now, Halric. Even now in the process of discovering the magic asks much more of the invoker. What you may not have realized is the same is also true of the subject. As much we must proceed with the utmost caution, however, with further treatment. With utmost confidence the boy will make a full recovery. Observing reanimation of his stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I will need time to put my theories to proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect, that is to induce stagnation, thus enabling our safe translation back to the source via Aurosite. Thought occurred to me about his treatment. So that when the soul is rendered dormant, mind is separated from the body, that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound like he's some of the tempered back in the source? Yep, yes it does. The fate of most tempered is to become slaves to the primal save in a handful case, or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know of at least one in the source who could desperately use such treatment. Gabu. Best kobold. Conditions uncanny similar to Halric's is not. The only difference being that his soul is fused with earth aspect to ether instead of light. It follows that if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there may be a chance we can save him, right? That's just the Gabu fellow of whom you speak. You see, some messed up stuff happened. His condition sounds similar. There's much more about this soul that remains unknown to even me. I say that not to discourage you, understand, but to remind you that this is delicate work we do here, work requiring patience. Of course, as long as there's hope for the patients here, I'll devote whatever time is needed to see this through. I refuse to spend that time in idleness. It's all the same to you. I'd like you to stay here with Angelo and continue their treatment. Two of you should return to the Crystarium and see if you can make some headway on their newly posited theories. I would tell you to rest first, but I see you're not convinced. The fire of youth. Turn to the Crystarium then. Finally, I found it's the Zelda messenger. Oh hey, it's what's his face. Hi, Sheer, what are you doing all the way out here? Trouble back in Eulmoran, Lady Chai's side herself. Sighing, pacing a whole lot. Near enough begged me to go and find you. Sighing and pacing, say it must be urgent. Maybe returning to the arm alone, go forth, not as violently for you to do. Is this might actually be Baja. I know it's a whole quest line, but I think you have to enter a certain point of post. And all that says the future of Eulmoran's at stake. Into the mechanics of magic and ether. I love it. It's super cool. Nowhere to turn. Tries the parlor. Best not keep her waiting, eh? So, on the 1911, was watching Brandon Harrow's 1911 video. That will be inbound soon at some point. And it was... I love how he managed to... He managed to jam a 1911. Like 3 shots in, and it just ended up just completely just a failure to feed. I've never seen a 1911 do that. It might have been the 1911 brand that he had, though. I think he had a Turkish brand. I forgot what the exact brand was. Also talked about the 2011s, and I'm just like, I don't really like the 2011s. I don't think that they're worth the money, but I've also never shot them. But I'm also not going to drop $3,000 on them. Jan 1911, the thing like supposed to be resistant to that? Yes. Yes. Exactly. No, it was like bam, bam, failure to feed on the last one. The slide was partially back, and there was a round that had failed to feed into the chamber. So that's my thing on 1911. I'm honestly impressed at that point. Like, no, I'm impressed that he managed to jam a 1911, so I'll take that. It's out of the ordinary, though, to see they try anywhere. Pacing outside against, staring off into the distance and all that sighing. They can find her. See if we can discover the source of her distress. Gem and AK, though, I'm not sure how much of an accomplishment that is. I hear that that's not... I don't know, Rev, you have more fucking experience with AK platforms than I do.
They jam. Like any other gun. If you're fucking stupid, they will jam.
I mean,
don't forget, we're going to the home of the Blue Mages in Dontra.
Are we? Is that the thing? Is that a thing? Can't tell if you're fucking with me or not.
Oh, thank heavens you're here.
Only one way to find out.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Firing it slightly canted, though, probably didn't help. I hear when AKs jam, they really jam. Like, they're a little more hardy, but if they jam, they jam.
What of Master Chai?
But that is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
No, you're good, JJ.
What? What
Fleeting
happened?
firearms, people.
It all began after the events at Mount Golg. With Lord Vorthry out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see.
That's the one.
After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well, no one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Eulmoran could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
That makes sense. He also does have the Prestige of Talos under him. Yeah, Rev. Girl in green.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice.
Ergonomic. I think comfort is a highly impact when choosing. Oh, 100%. There's a reason I don't own, aside from price, the Desert Eagle. It's just not comfortable for me. There's a reason I don't own certain things. It's just, they're not comfortable. That's huge.
I told him as much when his victory was first announced.
Look, you can... Okay, as much as I, like, praise the 1911, you can say the 1911 is a solid platform, but whenever you hold it, it just doesn't feel good to hold. Doesn't... Like, yeah, that's completely fair to say. If you don't like how it feels, why buy it, right? Why invest your money in something that it's just going to feel awful to use?
But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
You got a good FC. We do have our FC. If anyone needs one, I mean, we have one.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee?
Yeah, practicality, exactly.
Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes.
Well, there's also that whole, like, why do you like Glocks? You know, they're pieces of crap, you know. And who cares? You can like a 22 Luger. You can like Ruger long rifles. If you like it, go for it. There's a, I mean, then there's a difference between playful banter, right? Like if you're with buddies, right? Like if I'm with Rev and I say his Tokarev's an absolute piece of trash, right? Okay, it's a little bit of fun back and forth there. But it's different when you're just like, oh, you're a trash person for liking, you know, 9mm. That's a little different.
Your shotgun's a piece of trash, and even you agree with that.
Oh, it is, but I love it. The DP-12 is just Starship Trooper's shotgun, and I love it. It's so stupid.
Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his
like, that's
people,
fine.
much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
I'm so done. Said to set on a little Mossberg 9mm.
I truly think so.
But if it works, it works.
What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
Women's trash. Yeah, exactly. Like, there are people that don't like Beretta in any capacity. There are people that don't like the M9.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
I do love these two. This couple's great.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
I don't know, to be fair, my dad calls everything I buy trash, to be fair. Like, 1911, trash. What do you mean? You owned one. Trash. DB12,
You also
trash.
own, what was that fucking company?
What one, Llama?
A llama?
Yeah, Llama. Llama 1911. I want that shit so bad. I'm about to fucking ship it to my FFL dealer.
They're not expensive.
They're not. It's like $400. I'm not, but even if you not done so on reserve, someone here might have seen something, I'm sure of it. We should split up and inquire as anyone saw him, or failing that, if we have an idea where he might have gone, we can check the glory gate. Cool. Yet a fan I disagreed with. We're not dumb, but we tend to shotgun bombs. Yeah. It's actually trash, though. Italy is lucky they've been... See, exactly. Someone's like, M9 is trash, and it's just like, I don't know. I like the platform. I think it's cool. Albert Wesker in the Resident Evil 4 remake uses it. I mean, I'll take it. I think the Chiappa triple threat's neat. Rev absolutely hates me for it. Because it's from his favorite company.
I like the triple threat.
Did you?
I want a triple threat.
Apparently,
I want one.
Apparently they're only like 500 or something like that.
Oh, okay. You got 2,500 I can have?
I'm buying one first. Fuck you. Particular splendors. All I can do troop survival trade here in Eulmoran. Talk about the stagnant state of business in Eulmoran. 22, because, well, to be fair, also with 22, you're not exactly dropping fuck tons of money on ammo every time you want to go shooting. Like, there's gonna be that one person out there that's like, Actually, I can attest this personally. Oh, I like 6.5 Creedmoor. Every time I go shooting. Wow, you shot about 60 rounds. Yeah, that was about $80. That sucked. Moral of the story is, as it turns out, NATO standardized honestly will save you some money.
That was like the last time I went to the outdoor range with my buddy. I shot like 300 rounds. He shot 8.
Yeah. You're just like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's like my rounds are fucking 30 cents a round. His rounds are $2.
What were you using? Were you using your Tokarev or what?
No, I was using my fucking AK. So I
Oh.
to get some range time with it. He brought his fucking 338 Lapua.
Yeah, that it just sounds not NATO standard by any means, so he's gonna be spending a fuck ton on ammo. Well, and at the end of the day, ammo is what? One precious metal and another precious metal with reagents for a chemical reaction to go off, right? At its core, 2 precious metals. It's gonna be spendy. Your rounds were free, exactly. And my buddies in the Cow Scouts. Range time is important until you're the one paying for your own ammo.
Yeah. That's why I don't go to the range that often anymore, because I have to pay for my own ammo.
I don't even go to the range anymore. The last time I think I actually... Well, the last time I went to the range was my parents. I was in an outing with them. Yeah, and before that was other person. That's about it. I don't honestly go. And I'm also just selective on what I shoot. Like, I'll probably shoot like 9mm or something like that. The moment I start looking at my 6.5 Creedmoor, I'm like, okay, this has got to be... We got to be out here for a minute. Plenty of idiots around me, exactly. Open carrot says you see me holding one. Start from stage 1. So the issue with that, Crawford, is that some places it can be seen as a challenge and paint a target on you. That is also a consideration. Normally it should be used as a deterrent. However, some people will take that as an active challenge, trying to get you to use it. Which, yeah. Maybe as well discuss possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Eulmoran. Providers surprisingly receptive. Got big plans for placement. Eulmoran, I mean, not the... For the people, Master Chai is showing concern only for Eulmoran but surrounding settlements. Seems logical, then he would have some of those in the city walls who wish to do the same without. Inquiries and right should likewise in Stilltide. Destination. One of us will stumble across him by then. If not, we will still to continue our search. With the knowledge to... Exactly. I mean, realistic. And that's why, like, even if you don't have a firearm, you should be cognizant of how to use it properly, or at least how it works. Knowledge at the end of the day is power. We're on that way. Something emotional. Also, if there's a situation where I need to use it, it's either I'm ambushed, having a round it doesn't matter. Take some coverage, having the... Yeah. Rev, have you seen the recent trend from Americans looking at British highwaymen?
You mean the fact that they're a fucking joke?
There's been a lot of people laughing on TikTok about the concept of British highwaymen and how, like, some of them just, like, they have, like, a spatula or something and they're just like, mate, you used to live in the hood and this ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's been great, honestly.
No, I remember there was a fucking response one that somebody put up because it was like, oh yeah, Americans talking shit on American highway or British highwaymen. Fucking sent a video that was supposed to be threatening. Dude literally dropped his quote-unquote weapon in the video. It was a fucking stick.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, somebody pulling a stick on you is not a fucking actual stick.
The subsequent laughter you would give that would honestly probably cause lasting emotional damage.
Yeah.
Have you heard of stick?
Yeah, have you heard of stick?
Oh, this is great. Oh, this is it's been such a neat trend to watch unfold.
You're a fucking joke.
You know, Marines. I feel sorry for the poor British highwayman that tries to pull a stick on a Marine.
Yeah.
I would pay-per-view that. Man is about to. Oh yeah, the fight between Mike Tyson and the Paul brothers.
Yep.
Oh, I might actually pay-per-view that. Honestly, that might be a fun knockout. I should say knockouts. I'd have to see the contract. I don't know if they're gonna go. They can't surely go for knockouts, right?
I mean, it's not even going for knockouts. It's probably going to be TKO, but fucking Mike Tyson's not going to hold back. Especially since fucking they're allowed to wear headgear. They only have to hold back when they're wearing a fucking padded cushion around their head. Gotta rock that brain cage a little bit.
God, that's such a mood. Encourages that my boss allows me to carry while on the clock. Grocer. Yeah, I know security positions as well. I know it just depends on whatever security firm want to be a Marine. I do. Let's put it this way. I do not have the physical ability to. I have immense respect for them. Except when you're absent, she claims you disappear with so much as a word. Well, they're also the armed service branch that just effectively does. How do I word it? They do effectively do whatever will get the job done. It might not be the assigned way or the expected way to get it done, but they'll just get it done. I've loved working with people like that in the past, where it's just like, look, it's done. I don't know what you want from me. You asked for me to get it done. I got it done. Just don't ask questions and we're fine. I left her in her chambers. I suppose she could have overlooked it when she gets an idea in her head. I'm done since you hear my ask what you were doing all this way out here. Would you like to marry from what we have gathered in nearby villages? You've been inquiring about people's grievances. Safe to assume that you mean to take office. Now, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problem faced by people with the Kalusia, and that much is true, but I'm by no means sure I am a man to solve them. Not going to many challenges and requiring resources. Until I'm secure in them, it would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I believe the said resource can be found here. Done by any means. Exactly. It got done. What do you want? The job is done. Was that not what was expected? Grievances are many, but the course of inquiry is we met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel I've yet to make mayor of me. In fact, such forethought as is, shall prove your suitability. City needs you, Master Giant, and I'm certain the man of whom you speak, whoever may be, will reach the same conclusion for what little is worth. We will vouch for you and your required convincing. Never been able to serve due to medical. Would have gotten my ass in the middle of Eastern. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, there's always that silver lining. Like, yes, could you have served? Potentially. Could I have gone into, say, I don't know, the army? Probably. But that comes along the line of following the chain of command, even if you don't agree with the orders, short of what being unlawful or unreasonable. There's a couple stipulations there. But if you're told, hey, we're going on deployment, we're sending you over to the Middle East, you're going to be going here, you will be doing X and Y, you're going to be doing X and Y. So, I mean, there is that to consider as well. Mission of the Marines was, yes, for dumb expectations, it's going to give you dumb answers. Exactly. See anything, you got your actions to speak for you. As long as I can remember, all I ever wanted was making Eulmoran, but that dream's gone now. Burst like a bubble or boil more like. Anyways, that's how every paying Master Alpha know. And a clue what to do with myself at most days and days, but you've been running up and down trying to fix this mess for everybody. I reckon you can do it. You got this lot gold, didn't you? How hard could marrying be? You're going to steer Eulmoran to a better future. I know it. I want to help, properly help, do something that makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work along the way. Let me come with you, that is. Give me too much credit to a lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come then, let's press on together. 5 years in EMT, I work at blood drives now, so I try. That's more than a lot of people are doing. That's more than I do. I literally, and Rev can account to this, he can attest to this. I wake up, I eat something, sometimes. I will record React content, I will stream, and then I go to bed. That's all I do. You're doing a lot more than people like me. Don't sell yourself short. On comm equipment that read, don't I'm convinced that the Marine Corps is just protagonists. Like, just branch name protagonists. So, you're more needs man with good intentions. Why I'm here to find one of the experience needed to see the fate thrive. Who is this man? Are you certain he's an amity? I read his name, and yes, he is, or was seriously begun to explain myself when he decided his time was better spent elsewhere. So he was a chief advisor of Authry's father when he was in office. Renjit was the mayor's right hand when we say Rendon was his left, and between them, they kept you more on the road to prosperity. Short, my friend. This is also fair. I don't remember. I always forget what president it is. It was World War II. You know, oh, we're gonna cut the arts. Well, we shouldn't do that because if we don't have those left, what do we have left? At the very least, I bring up historical battles and how people there was behind the armies, right? How there's the whole second quote unquote army full of people of pleasure and full of entertainers and stuff that follow and cooks that follow them around, right? You need, as it turns out in life, everything there's a balance. Find it. What makes you think he will listen? We're giving chase was not wise to speak with those who knew of him here in Amity. We shed some light on the reason for his rejecting your overtures out of hand. This has to lead to Baja, right? Crystal, as I recall, favorable role impression of him. Certainly when let's talk to us. Here, good. The main characters are here. Who will be fine now? I mean, that's kind of how that feels, honestly. Shot for you. It's kind of. What? No, not the Fimsh. There he is, the man. Baja's a while from now. Okay. I wasn't sure if this was leading to the road to it or not. An umbrella. Nice, nice. You too, Master. I suppose you heard to ask about Rendon. Can help overhearing your exchange. While Authry gone, Eulmoran wants a leader. Should no one rise at the challenge. The city will soon collapse. I'm here to seek Rendon's counsel and hope we could build a better Eulmoran together. It's still my wish, but given how fondly you were mistreated here, I would understand if you chose not to help. Or not, I bear no grudge against you or the people of Eulmoran and would not see you suffer for Vothry's villainy. So you no doubt gathered from meeting earlier, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience anyone is deemed less than committed on their own. Desire to right the wrong of the past, Eulmoran's past is quite admirable, but I feel the guilt in the city's behalf works against you. See in your eyes that way you carry yourself, it goes beyond saying he sees as well. You must let those feelings go, Master Chai. Be more assertive, committed to this course, and prove to him Eulmoran has resolved to change. Resolve to change. I believe he was heading towards Pit 8 when he left. You plan to go and speak with him. It's just you be firm and clear in your intentions. I think that's not even a maybe. And I think that's honestly a good way to live life, though, is to, like, to appreciate everybody. Everyone has a different life. Everyone has a different specialty. Everyone else has different drives, passions, interests. And I think really the only issue is when they start being shitty, if that makes sense. Like, not even like being an asshole to each other to a degree. Like people say, people trying to cancel Joe Cat, right? Like the people that harass Joe Cat. Like, that's not okay. Rev calling my choice in firearms shitty is fine, but also contextually, that's fine.
Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
I didn't invite them, as it happens. Though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Eulmoran's.
This was a couple months ago when Joe Cat was getting a lot of hate from people latching onto the I Like Girls video.
They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Forthry's villainy, the famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Forthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
So isn't Joe Cat in his like grilling arc now?
Admirable, yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make.
I think it was a tweet or something. It was just like grilling. He's entered his grilling arc.
As advisor, I once strove to build a better Eulmoran. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all.
Trying to voice their opinion. I think cancel culture works when it comes to businesses making crappy decisions. Like, for example, Wendy's and dynamic pricing, or Kellogg's and just saying, "Oh, well, just hey, people, just eat cereal for dinner, right?" Or if a business has an accident happen and they either make light of it, they say nothing's wrong when clearly stuff is wrong. Like a business is being less than admirable, right? That is a situation in which you make your voices heard and stuff like that. What happened with Joe Cat was people latched on to this weird narrative and spun the video in a way that wasn't the intent at all and just perpetuated problematic sentiment to the point it drives someone away. And honestly, I can't really fault someone for saying, I don't want to have anything to do with this. He really is out there just doing his best, and people decided to just be like, nah, get bent. And to those people, the people that want to harass, who are oddly quiet now, which, you know, I have no respect for. If you're going to be a crappy person, at least own it. If you're going to be that guy, quote unquote, own it. Don't slink away and try to cower because people are calling you out on your BS.
But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Forthry was creating. And so I left my homeland behind.
Right, Jason, 100%.
But you, Chai Nuzz, you were content to wallow in indolence under Forthry's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
It's a good question.
I can offer no simple answer to that question.
Insult or smug face. Well, and that's like they're not even being like, they're just being so quiet about it. Because we're pissed off at them, because they know what they did is wrong, and we know that it is wrong.
I will say, it is my hope that Eulmoran can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together.
So I'm trying to keep a chat as best I can.
A great many people, myself included, flocked to Eulmoran seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain.
Oh, I didn't read anything as chastising. No, you're fine.
Choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence, in ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Forthry. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Eulmoran for the people.
A Eulmoran for the people. I'd rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office. You would? You ask me to help you solve Eulmoran's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
Boss under. Oh my god, no, especially if it's under power burner. Oof. It might be around just VA. No, I mean, cancel culture is at this point. It's just such a weaponized, out of control implement that people have been using. Right there's a particular issue would have me resolve. Seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems Eulmoran now faces. I assume you'll agree. Therefore, at the manner of dwindling food sources is almost pressing. Meal being rather neither a desirable nor less sustainable option, I assume alternative foodstuffs are now required to fill the void. A man who hungers is not like to contribute much to society, save violence perhaps. Tell me, how do you propose to solve the problem? Give me a satisfactory answer. I'll consider offering my counsel. Go name it perfect. Oh, Oranges V8? Hell yeah. Door crafting. Nice. Considerable combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply and the other production. Go on. For the present, Eulmoran's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. That would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all. Long-standing neglect of agricultural. Villages that once served as a source of trade for foodstuffs must be repopulated and their means of production restored. It assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relations with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region. Most importantly, my people willing to leave the city and take up a rebuilding effort. Think of all that by yourself, did you? This begins a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago after speaking with people in Eulmoran about the nearby settlements. Impressed me, Chinese. Well, that is a relief. Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet. Only my attention. Grand plans would not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them for a build, you must provide them the means to do so. Fair point, random. Wouldn't put give me much thought. I propose that the use of Talos to aid in the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos, but Daedalus Stoneworks closed their door years ago. Without a ready supply of necessary equipment, people would starve before your plans could take into effect. Heir to the Daedalus Stoneworks, just so happens that the Talos are my field of expertise, and with a little help, I'm quite certain I can acquire what we need in no time at all. Alright. Let's see where we're at in this quest chain. Well, we're getting to a next one. Don't have with my long been in Talos, which one are Wilds of Kalusia. They'll need to be deactivated, of course. Memory serves. The tools required to do so should be still at the top rung. Come with me. Canceling. Understand. I'm trying to keep up with chat as best as I can. I support the use of it when businesses, large businesses, do shitty things. Like if a business wants to support something that is incredibly controversial, or they say something stupid like, hey, let's introduce dynamic pricing. And that's not a popular opinion. But my form of cancel culture, if you will, is just don't use them. Be vocal. Hey, they wanted to do this. This is their plan. And proceed to just not deal with them. Not that you're necessarily...
Here's the problem with that logic, though.
Is that people don't follow it.
Where else am I going to get a Baconator?
Fuck your Baconator. Like, being completely honest. I mean, and that's the... Well, the other extreme of that is suddenly you run out of places to not go. Like, I totally get the other side of that. Just avoid taxes. I don't know. Amazon's a weird one. I don't understand why their marketing wastes so much time on marketing and spends so much money on it when everyone uses it. It's like... It feels like a malinvestment. Like, everybody knows it. 8 out of 10 for 5-1. Okay, thank you. We'll probably stop after 5-1. Contains canisters filled with the naturally potent insulating power capable of halting the flow of ether and Talos. Need to get within throwing distance and let fly. Disabling without damaging their internals. Ingenious. We'll trigger the trade. Nothing more once stable should serve as enough to get the march to Eulmoran. More since repairs can wait. Or this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I've said before, it's high time we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. I think the throwing cancer is something you and I should be able to manage. Come off it. Even the Talos ain't a threat. There's 100 and other things out there that are waiting to make a meal of you. UNP got it, yeah. Cashier, but Rendon asked me some problems, and I will not say I lay by while others risk everything. See my harebrained schemes realized, not this time. Which isn't to say I thought it doesn't feel like dread. Truth be told, I can't feel my legs. Man worth doing, worth following. Must lead by example. See every day in the store that I never see advertisements for anymore because they're so well known already. Exactly. They shouldn't need a budget for advertisements, honestly. Just saying it. She says these lands are dangerous. If you're not careful, I ask you to use a spyglass. Look out for any beasts get in the way of my work. Also need you to alert me if there's safe subdued Talos. Understood. Third, nice. Congrats, Sniper God. Making it right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't look in food that way. Sometimes, like, oh man, like corned beef, one of my favorite dishes. Love corned beef. Wouldn't quite look at it that way. Is that not what I'm supposed to do? Oh, I'm supposed to look at him. Corned beef every day for a month and regret. Exactly. No, corned beef is great. Wouldn't quite want relations with corned beef. Snake Eyes player took that personally. I believe it. I believe me. No! Look at it that way. I'm not gonna... Exactly. You're just like, you're asking why. I mean, it's a cool. I like that they keep incorporating the whole ADS mechanic, the whole point and click mechanic. I think it's kind of cool. A little bit. It's all good though. Stuff is fun. I honestly didn't see the shoe bill stork this time. I'm a little scared why the shoe bill kept showing up. The fan service skip. What do you mean? I'm so sad because that VOD is going to go live pretty soon if it hasn't already. Ah, yes, Shoebill. The true Asian menace. Just believe it was a reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. I thought that Kokomi from Genshin had a fishtail. As it turns out, it's her scarf or whatever. I was very confused for a minute. Leave an apology. Plan to replenish Eulmoran's fruit store showed for thought and sound judgment. What's more is plain that your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead as evidence of the extraordinary company you keep. So you're more than qualified to be the next mayor of Eulmoran. Ascian could possibly possess a shoe belt. Yes, yes, it could. But the Talus have the remote. But it comes with the fact remains I am wildly ignorant of the world of politics, so I would ask you to join me and grant Eulmoran the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. People will hold these Talus. I have no doubt they will lend you their support. Team Eulmoran's leadership is in last capable hands. Would you not agree? Probably get back soon, Master Triton, after you've tinkered with the Talus and all that. Lady Tri's worried sick. I love that we effectively just kidnapped these wild Talus.
Right then. Form a line and make for Eulmoran.
It's just a spy camp for Ascians, exactly. There's no motion. Glyph appears on its beak, right? I want to know why there was such a big emphasis on the shoe bill throughout Shadowbringers. I don't know if that's going to enter spoiler territory or not.
What's that noise?
It's not a spoiler. Is it just there? Commandeered. Yes, exactly. Re-requisitioned.
Wicked white. Runaway Talos. Call the guard.
Official info on the shoe bill. Oh no. There's just random shoe bill has a... And that'll be Dawn Trail. We'll have another shoe bill on Dawn Trail. That's what's going to happen.
Stay back, all of you. Is that...
Very convincing speculation. I'll have to look at the speculation once I actually finish and Walker post.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see. I can't.
Man is actually taking damage. Dead.
Oh dear.
Dead. Well, it was a good arc. It was a good. Well, now he's dead. Let's go get the funeral arranged. Simple sauce, actually kind of fire. Butter. With sour cream. I could see that though. I could see sour cream working in there.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand?
He's not a cat boy, he's a cat man. Exactly.
Further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor. And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Excellent.
Oh, how wonderful!
Did I do a Coil stream? Like, Coils of Bahamut? Yes. I think we did it unsynced, but yes, it should be there. Amazing. Coils was... Oh, no. Oh, man's gonna die.
Please.
Emotional damage. No, Coils was actually very great. I liked it, and I do recommend doing it before moving on to Heaven's Word content. Syncs a 50-minute wait. Coils, I found that much like other... Well, you can't actually get Coils in roulettes because of it's so mechanic heavy. If you have just people to run it with, that's probably the better option, whether that's Party Finder or what. But Reception will master try will struggle to forget. There's the arrival of Talos sees public attention. Once word has spread around Eulmoran, it would be much simpler to gather one else. The master try can make his inaugural address. I was not expecting to do this for 5-1, being completely honest. Moving forward... I have never felt better, and all of them overdrawn by the prospect of addressing the assembled masses to Eulmoran. What to do if you were to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend? I suppose only place large enough would be the Emergent. Can spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded, and they were assembled to meet their new mayor. Cashier, was it? Would you go and inform the residents of Gate Town and derelicts? And then I will let the guards know not to bar the way to Vothri's chambers. But without saying that I expect the warrior doctors to attend, assuming they're available, might as well see it through to the bitter end day. The doorman of the Crown's Lift can show you up. Aren't we officially the warrior of light and darkness at this point in time, though? I think that was the subtext. Ran a person through it, was level 90. It was like, yeah, this is side content. Coils is very much side content, but Coils has plot relevance behind it, especially because of the Alice arc that takes place within it. Light on the source, darkness on the first. Okay. Especially as the emergence is already filling with people of all formations, free and bonded, citizens, non-citizens, but be the guest farm, we reserve space at the front, right this way. I do like the Eulmoran dress. I think it's cool. It's a very cool aesthetic. Server reset. No, it is not.
Go on, dear.
If you have not ran Coils, I recommend it. There's a lot of cool story there. You actually get to see a base Final Fantasy XIV villain.
But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Eulmoran to look around? Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthry's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded, but today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Eulmoran's new beginning. As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Vorthry. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness.
Person in the back, I'm just here for the sweet tarts. Actually, my arms are Dreadworm gear from the final coil.
Always, I say, but not forever.
It's a good set.
Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor who will serve only for the interim, while Eulmoran is reshaped according to a new set of values.
Some of it is kind of a miss. Some of it's kind of a miss in terms of aesthetic, but there are really good pieces from it. The Dreadworm set specifically, my Black Mage set is just the High Algon set from that. That's all it is.
No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Vorthry must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Eulmoran should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today. Securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night.
There we go.
Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future.
What server are you thinking of?
Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength. For Eulmoran!
I literally cannot find a comfortable position to sit, and it's killing the mood. I don't know what it is. There's something about like the way that I'm just sitting in my seat. I cannot find a comfortable like place to sit. It is driving me insane. Liz and Curl. I don't know much about Curl as a server. But if you're thinking of doing a server switch, I mean, go for it. Sometimes a change of scenery is all that matters. Yeah, I haven't got to use Black Mage much. One, because Black Mage inherently just requires a little bit more game knowledge, and two, it's been at 90 since like ARR post started, so it's been a hot minute. It's fine, Speedsman. Try. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance. The filter here is a little strange. Stirred up to action. I hope if I learned anything from all this is that change begins with the individual. Matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Doing my fellow Eulmorans can. It should be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road that we have chosen. Let's not forget the individuals who made all these changes possible. I don't know. I kind of want to go play on JP servers once if cross region becomes a thing. I'll go play on JP 100%. My powers, I will carve a tribute to your heroes into the very stone upon which my city the city stands. Power World's recent issue. I've not heard about this. What's going on with Power World? Class level cap. Yes, 90 is current cap till Dawn Trail. There we raised to 100, except for Blue Mage. That is currently 80. Because limited job. Officially taken office. Have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? Cross region to thing. I thought they were doing testing. I'm moving to the emergent dearest. It's too big for one thing, too far from the people for another. We'll retain our current residence and the government over here in the parlor. Hoping you'd say that. I much prefer the view from the parlor. Your bride must try. You got time for it? Let's put it this way. I'm not going to be going over and party finding Hades EX. Let's put it that way. But I mean, I'll do roulettes over there once I do enough endgame content. That's me. I liked your speech, but the folk outside the walls just don't have enough food to last till tomorrow. More who are counting on the crumbs. Plan to change that. I would help you set things in motion. Yes, there isn't much to discuss. Profits are too big for a studio of our size. No sooner I take an office than my work begins in earnest. Suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for your help. See you again before long. I'll be able to travel between see during the test. Right. I'm gonna have to see where it goes, honestly. Look, I go play on European servers. I go play in JP servers. I go do it. But only if the feature is there, right? Don't know what it means exactly, but no, I got plenty to think about. Will mean learning a thing. Define what am I learning specifically? I think the in-game has auto-translate anyways, and worst case scenario, I can converse in basic Japanese. Good deal to consider. New United Nations headquarters for or is it? Yeah! I'll remain here until such as the Eulmoran's future was secured. Clear to me now that the city is in capable hands. Suffering some... Yeah. Well, considering 14 is one of Enix's... Oh, Rev popped off. I guess Rev was done for the night. 14 is still one of their successful endeavors. One of their most successful endeavors. Never confident they'll work in the way I believe it was time we went on ours. Cool, nice. Nice screenshot. I don't think that will be able to help with that. No. What I was leaving too is he seems like everyone's moving on, everything's changing. I'm thinking about what I should do with all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends in paradise. Paradise is gone, something better's taking its place. And I reckon you want to be part of it. You'll more of the people Master tries to be going on about ain't gonna be nothing to build itself, after all. Builder. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference though. Help keep things changing for the better. Far nobler dream than one to which you clung before, one I'm happy we'll all share. For past years I pray for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there's no going back, is there? Got a few ideas on how we can do our bit. Just a matter of taking the first step. Deeds of cruelty. Time to see Kaishir inspired to actions by inspiring himself. Yet, however much I may wish for it to stay, it comes with the efforts here in Eulmore. We have matters to attend to. We should return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhap studies have borne fruit in our absence. If I can go here. With the patch. I don't know what the patch names are. Yeah, this will be the last of 5.1. There we go. Yeah, this is the last of 5.1, and I'll see if we want to continue 14 tonight or if we want to swap to something else. 5.1 was pretty chonky. It wasn't that bad. Next arc, say the words. Yes. Yeah, have a good one, Doc. Welcome back. We give an outstanding understanding the new mayor has taken office in Eulmore. Indeed, our good friend Master Chai was elected by popular vote, and after some considerable soul searching, chose to accept the post. It's a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though. I have no doubt you would see more of him in the future. Tell me, how fared you in preparing the White Aura site? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. Oof. In your absence, we had a frank discussion about the principles of soul transference, included at length that White Aura site was ill-suited for our purposes. Miranja, did you not say compared to the massy soul of an Asti, the stone could house one of ours with ease? That I did, and armed as we were with invaluable insight, to prove a trifling matter, were we to disregard the inviolable link twixt mind and soul, a link which we did belatedly realize be weakened most perilously in the process of running our souls dormant, as Aurosite doth require. Thus the shedding these fleshy simulacrae and the surfeit of ether which compriseth them likely to deprive us of our psyches as well. It would theoretically be possible to channel your minds into the Aurosite instead, but more than likely sacrifice your souls in the process, which is why we have abandoned that plan and instead devoted our time to finding a means by which mind and soul might be transported together. What will it be? I got a couple things in mind. The solution that we were when we first began. Always getting a raid soon. Oh, that's neat. Fixing conundrum indeed, one for which the Crystal Exarch has posted the most intriguing solution. When our discussions turned into transference of memories and psyche, I could not help but be reminded of the technique which I have personal experience. You recall we learned from the eyes from our encounter with Doga and Une. Speak of the royal eye on the Alagon Imperial line gifted by my forebears through the blood and memories of the ancient Alagons. This is by that gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. If we are able to gain an understanding of the technology by which the Alagons are able to accomplish this transference, perhaps we could keep mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also bountiful energies of our soul. That is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it wheresoever it leads. Rich people equivalent to I will not confirm nor deny. I mean, well, yeah, you settle out of court, therefore no judgment gets passed. While we were thus engaged, I think it's best that Kip return to the source and inform Crown and the others about our findings. Agreed, I imagine Totter will be relieved to hear that we made progress of a sort. I believe to relay our findings unto Thancred and Reen and to assist or make the investigations into the empty. Please do, should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. What an interesting, post. I guess to be fair, 4-1 did have a lot of setup too. In our regards to Totter. Give our regards to Totter, won't you? Yeah, I mean, that's effectively all that is. It's like, hey, we're going to settle out of court for an indeterminate amount of money. Doesn't necessarily prove one's guilt or innocence. More than an hour, I just wanted to jump and say hi. Hi, good to see you. Happy belated, or happy pre-birthday. Hopefully it goes pretty well for you. Where am I going? I'm going here. You're back. How did everything go in the first? Wait, don't tell me. Cry will be here shortly and she'll want to hear it too. She's sending to the others. Their bodies, I mean, God's not one to think about. Get used to saying that. Anyways, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. Let's see how post goes. See how this ends up.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly.
Oh, their bodies are actually rotting. That's rough.
But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
Run on whiskey. Yeah.
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
So that begs the question, actually. Could businesses and companies write that off? If you say, if you settle out of court for $50 million, could you write off that $50 million as a business expense? That's something that I would very much be interested in understanding if that is a tax write-off, and if it is, that might actually shape modern business policy.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it. Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Which also this opens up to Egeorm and what's the other one? To Egeorm and Nibirala's not technically being dead because soul and psyche could be split. This opens up an interesting thought train here, or a remnant of them still existing. There he is. It's Red Stinian.
And none the worse for wear, I see.
Estinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
Gaius is not with him.
More complicated how?
Xenos, my beloved!
Where to begin?
I thought Xenos was going to be 5'3", honestly.
After entering the Empire via Razat Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself.
Visible portion. Interesting, Raven. Thank you.
We found a man whom all assumed dead.
Oh, I love Xenos. 100% love that man. One of my favorite characters.
Lives on, and he has wrested back his flesh.
Yeah, he did.
Xenos ye Galvus.
Which is him being... That's not an Emperor title. No, the Emperor title is Zos, right?
Surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn. What's wrong?
Or Tataru. Tataru just like, what do? What do? If Xenos is 5'2", we will do this tonight. If Xenos is 5'3", we will probably take a break. He still has the stupid katana. Of course he does. He still has the Ame katana. Then action his body, at least. You will not best him alone. Nay, death will not come easily to that thing. If you would join me, then by all means. For good it will do. Black Wolf and the Azure Dragoon. I suppose this might suffice. It will not, honestly. Xenos also doesn't have reach. Keep that in mind. He could be using a much larger sword. He chooses to use a short katana. Come then. And the Dragoon backflips over you and falls off in Titan. It's a pleasure of one's own flesh. Truly, this is no place like home. He has new abilities now. Abomination. Whatever it is, it's really a match for him if we stay here much longer. Revaris, your radiance, are you alright? May wear out our welcome. Radiant snow. Must even the most mid-thing sport be spoiled? This world conspires to bore me. No cause to remain. I leave these vermin to you. Yeah, he's got some new spicy abilities. That's gonna be a problem. Did the Dragoon just jump on them all? Hell yeah. Oh, any bright ideas? Oh, he does use bullets. Okay. That's actually kind of interesting. I didn't think they did use bullets. But it makes sense because Garleans can't use magic. Nice! Right down the throat. It's a gunblade. Well, right, but also remember, some of them are ether charged. I'm taking flight. I repeat, the intruder's taking flight. Deploy all available magic armor. Cannot let them escape. A blade gun, yeah. It's not quite 5.56. I'd say something like what, 308. Size wise. You're back. How did everything go with the first? Well, don't tell me Carl will be here shortly. Wait. Wait, what? Ah! Hate when 14 does that. I might actually still be in the party too, is the shitty thing. Let me... Yep. Thank you. This dog, dude, come on now. Why? It is 9:50 at night. What reason do you have to be barking across the street? This is that same neighbor that I was talking about in the recent video. I was talking about how their dog just, you can tell when they're out of town. This dog, I confronted him the other day because he was like dragging his dog out of the backyard, and I was like, what are you doing? And we just kind of looked at each other for like 3 minutes. Just, ugh, poor dog. Oh, cool. Let's force our way. Wasn't 308, more neck down. I don't know. I'm not the expert in caliber on that one, honestly. We get to play as a Stenian. I kind of dig it. I kind of dig the roleplay quests. Scorpion. I love that this is literally called Life Water. Aqua Vitae. It's kind of cool that we get to see these two again. That was a solid stun. Yeet. Well, someone's been busy. Is that small? Is that Smaltima? Is it Small Ultima? That's not horrifying to think about. Arch Ultima. Okay, it is Smaltima. But would you so be it? I guess he still has... I mean, there is still Nidhogg blood on his lance, to be fair. Like, I guess that makes sense. Put him with Estinian. Honestly, I've actually really liked Gaius coming back into the fold. Synthetic Orosite system, interesting. I mean, it is interesting to see that we do have another Ultima. We're not using the Heart of Sabik to power it, obviously, as far as I'm aware, but it could be being using that Garlean soldier's body. I do like the ultimate weapon reprise. Data sample 14. It is also kind of cool for Nidhogg's abilities to go against Ultima. Read on-screen prompts. No, I'm notoriously awful at reading them. Also, as a heads up, watch the back seating. Okay, fair enough. Oh, I gotta do that fucking over again. I hate fucking some of these role quests. I understand what you're going for. Give me my own moveset, please. Ooh. Okay. Next. Attack, DOT. Nearby enemies. Jumping, okay. I guess he still does have powers inherited from Nidhogg. I guess that makes sense. Three. Two. Down to 12. That shouldn't have killed all of them. Okay. I'll take it. So it should have only killed these three at most. There it is. There's the limit break.
Taste my lance.
A cool limit break. I was rating. Jeez. I didn't think it was that big, honestly. Yeah, no, that's terrifying. And their machines. Now, where are you guys?
Are you all right?
Peer into my past, did you?
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours. But no matter. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds. My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray. Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose. Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention. He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something. Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riol and our Shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Oh.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Fact.
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
It's so good. The crew make sure. No, I have not. No, sorry, I'm catching up on chat. Oh, not too much.
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
Ugh. There we go. Perfect. You must be shadowed after all. I was hopping back and forth between worlds. Why not stay here and rest a while? I'm sure she managed without you. I've got enough signs to help them if you ask me. Well, that is 5-1 done. Done and dusted. 3.5 month wait for 5-2. Yeah. I couldn't imagine that. Just 3 month wait. Oof. Well, I'm going to have to during Dawn Trail. It's going to be Dawn Trail post. You dare deny Lord Nerva the throne? Before this day is done, Vishra will be ours. This is and thus began the Garlemald Civil War. Yes, we do have a FC. Civil War 2 Cerulean Boogaloo, right? Boring, boring, boring. Do you think? I find it amusing, like dogs herding cattle to the slaughterhouse. Is that Elidibus? Who is this? You are not Elidibus. Who are you? Hugh, your soul is. Who are you? Before your majesty, I am another dog lost in the world in want of a new master. A hunting dog, if you should wish it so. For I know full well the prey you would seek next. Zodiarch. Interesting. And Eulmoran the first. Yeah, the mayor's reopening Day of the Stoneworks, and they're looking for laborers. Talk of resettling some of the old abandoned villages too. They're even laying on free Talos for anyone who's willing to make the move. Free Talos, best get packing. Steady work, board and lodging. If you're not, if it's not a recipe for hope, I don't know what is. Oh. Almost looks like Ardbert. That is, or at least someone using his body. As long as I live, I would see this feeble flame rekindled. My destiny to see our dream fulfilled. What? Interesting. Well, that was quite a interesting cliffhanger to 5-1. If you're on the stream, hang tight. If you're on the XIV channel, sorry about the interruptions throughout. Unfortunately, net, all that fun stuff. I'll see you in the next